So myself, Priya Singh Sanger. So welcome to Apti Plus. So today's topic is how to do preparation for geography optional for UPSC Civil Service examination, especially focusing for 2020 and 2021 mains. So the target here is to how to fetch marks in optional geography more than 310 plus. So this video is presented by me, Priya Singh Sanger. So in this video, we try to learn why the geography optional is important and how to score more than 310 marks. So let's see the mains nature. In mains, there are more than 3 types of papers we are solving in the mains examination. So there are 4 general studies papers, guys. So we fetch more than just around 250 marks per paper, isn't it? And so around it will be total scoring around 1000 marks. And 2 language qualifying papers are there, the regional language plus the English. And the 1 essay paper would be there of 250 marks. You have to write 2 essays, 125 each in a 1 single paper. So the essay paper is important for the final scoring, along with the 4 GS papers of 250 each. And there are 2 optional papers from the many subjects offered by the civil services to an all qualifying aspirants. To the next stage, they can choose any subject. In that subject, there are 2 papers. Suppose out of the many subjects, people is opting geography, history, psychology, political science. Now, many aspirants are in dilemma what to choose as an optional. Since why they are in dilemma and what is an important of optional compared to the other papers. So let's see the first general studies. All 4 papers are of general nature except the ethics, and it is important for every aspirant. And the marks scored by the aspirant is also near about same for the best student for the final ranking and the posting and the position. And throughout the career, what is important is what you actually scored in your option, because optional paper marking totality is deciding your entire weight in the UPSC examination selection. Okay, so because the weightage is around 500 marks, and it is not just the generic in nature, it is a highly specific, technical, and academic in nature. And because of this situation, and the syllabus is highly codified by the UPSC, is written very clearly, and one can score easily 310, 320, 330 also in the optional paper, keeping around weightage of 500. Out of 500, if you see the best student on the top 100, the selection is or ranking is due to the higher scoring in the optional paper. So every selected guys are doing better in what called optional paper. So it is very important. So we as a teacher, as a student, as an UPSC, we must focus everyone on optional paper. Those who are neglecting optional papers and generalizing it, their chances of selection is less. Even they selected, they are on the lower positions only. So I suggest to every aspirant not to lose focus on optional paper because of weightage of 500 marks out of the total 1750 marks are to it. So and it is easily scoreable. Okay. Now, so how to fetch this 310 plus marks in optional? So your target for every aspirant should be more than 310 marks. So which subject is better to give you this 310 plus marks in the optional? There are many options, guys. Like people are telling, like just go with geography, history, polity, sociology, political science, linguistic papers, and so on, so on, so on. So other videos you might have seen that are showing the percentage of selection. Well, I do not personally think, because of 10, 12 years of teaching, optional paper, which I identified is not percentage is important. It's all what is important here is your interest to choose an option. If you have interest, you can give your best. Okay, if you're just people even are having a misconception about the subject that okay, it is lengthy or it is a short subject, or the lengthy subject, it is nowadays scoreability is there or not. I do not consider all this as a factor. most important factor for me is the interest of the aspirant. If the student able to generate the interest, or in that he can gather information, update information, write better, understand better, comprehend better, even he can even in the interviews or in the field, they can work with that subject properly. If there is no interest, then problem arises. So first priority should be given for choosing options should be the interest. Okay, and what kind of students can take the interest in the geography optional? Okay, now for that, if you can evaluate yourself, if you fit into this framework, you can go with it. Okay, so what are that framework? Suppose first, like nature of the subject. So what is the nature of geography? Geography is not a one particular independent discipline, guys. In India, has not been developed. It's an independent discipline. It is a amalgamation or the just a fusion of various subject. You can have a sociology also. It has a political science also. You can have that called little sciences also, basic sciences also, physical sciences also, even engineering also. It has a even all the human plus physical sciences you can see here. It's just a assemblage of different disciplines that you can see here. So it can suit all kind of aspect. Number one, this is one thing. Second, it is not as completely science or not completely humanities. So that's what you heard in many schools of India or universities. This is a master's in science as a MSc degree in geography or MA degree in geography is also been there, because it is a both discipline. It's a science discipline, also humanities. That's what it is called as what? Semi-humanities as well as semi-scientific in nature. Okay, and more or less, there have two aspects in geography. One is called physical aspect, second is called the human aspects, both for the world context as well as for the Indian concept. So, and these are highly conceptual and technical. Once the basics foundation has been built by the candidates, they can easily write anything, and that's an advantage with this subject aspirants are having. And second, which I think the advantage of this subject is it's a relevancy to the GS preparation, as well as when you start working in the field after being recommended as a civil servant. It has a great utilization, because being a civil servant, you have to know your place. You have to know the resources. You have to know the physical and the social conditions, isn't it? And on the basis of that, you have to plan the resource, do the regional planning, development part, and so on. So for that, it has a great practical relevance as a civil servant the subject is having. Now, in terms of like chances of selection, so selection by an option, you can see from all the option people are getting selected. But if you see that in an average, how many aspirants appeared every year from this optional? Around 1/3 of the candidates is the most popular option in the UPSC. Why it is most popular? The reason is that it is highly scoring. People consider it as scoring. It's easily understandable. Okay, and the few authentic textbooks are available, or even the NCRTs plus few standard textbooks will help you to evaluate yourself and able to perform better. So the material availability is very easy here. Teachers' guidance are there. Lot of stuff is there, but you have to put into. Because of this choosing the subject by the aspirants are more and scoring higher and higher better. Now, another point of advantage with the subject, I think. So now the aspirant, which most of the aspirants are getting technical, because new generation, younger generation, whatever their background, either by humanities or science or by engineering, doctors, whatever their academic background is, but you will find all the elements here in the geography. So generally you just if you're coming from any background, you can find your section in that, and from that you can take a start and complete the rest of the sections in the geography. Next advantage, like there are some aspirants, they are good technically, but they have some linguistic, the writing problems or the language become a barrier, because this subject, which I consider, is not much language dependent. So it's independent of language, but you can express your view in a simple and simplified form. It's needed direct language, because it's not like indirect language, which is required in or flowery language, which is required in other papers maybe. But in the geography, it is not required. It's a direct questions, and most of the questions are highly repeated. Okay, so you can develop your writing styles very easily from few authentic books, and the NCERT and few class notes are sufficient for you. Next advantage, why the aspirant chooses, like people are choosing this option, I think is one of the important reason is, like, if you observe, like, they are coming from different background. Okay, they do not have the background of humanities or background of science or whatever it is. But when they enter in UPSC, they have to prepare for GS, all like history, geography, polity, economics, international relations, security, disaster management, environment, ecology, different disciplines they have to prepare along with the current affairs, isn't it? Now, they want to choose those optional where the GS get prepared and optional also get prepared. So it's a twin advantage in the same. So time is being utilized. That means whatever you are preparing for optional, that is utilized for general studies, and whatever you are preparing for general studies are used for optional. So here are 40% of GS papers. I'm just looking at the GS1, GS2, and GS3. It is being utilized, not GS4, but GS1, GS2, and GS3 have a lot of overlapping of syllabus with the geography part. And more particularly when you're observing, especially the GS1, directly they're asking the around 70 to 80 marks question in the mains. But even the GS3 too. GS3 is also around 70 to 80 marks they're asking on the topic like disaster management, agriculture, environment, ecology. Isn't it or not? Now cropping pattern, irrigation patterns, etc., they are asking on infrastructure topic on GS3. So even essay paper is also there. So one essay you can see always there is an based on geographical perspective too. Next, this subject is like highly interdisciplinary. Because of that, you can correlate with different subjects and able to understand, like political science mapping is there, even IR relationships. Even if you want to, like, population topics are also there. Okay, demography is also being covered, isn't it? Even the economic topics are also being covered. So there's a great dimension, like entire environment is being covered. So that is a great advantage in covering the 40% of GS syllabus. Those who are good in the geography optional, they can cover the general studies around 40% very easily. And they are comfortable in the mains and the prelims, as well as they're comfortable in interview. So that's why the people go with the optional. And so I think 1/3 of the aspirants actually appeared with geography optional. That's among compare all the optional in the country. So that's why it is very, very popular. So that's what I recommend it to most of the aspirants. This even when I choose in my time, there were two options, and I choose geography because of this reasoning only. I get the advantage also of that. I was one of the highest scorer because of this scenario. I want you to be the highest scorer in the subject too. Okay. Now thing is, how to get that? Like, okay, suppose you have chosen this option. So how to ensure yourself more than 300 or 310 or 320 marks in geography? So if you are observing the database from the selected candidates from this optional or other optional, so the scoreability is actually from 125 marks. So paper 1 and paper 2 both. So there are from 125 marks the minimum. So those who are getting recommended for them. Okay, and goes up to what called 180, 185 marks. Okay, so this is highest limit. So those who are selected or recommended in geography optional, they are getting the marks in paper 1 and paper 2 in the range from 125 to 185. Okay, you got this points clear. So our agenda is that you should add both the papers in such a manner you should cross this 300 or 310 plus marks in your option. So how to get that? Okay, and one more trend has been observed, guys. So paper 1 and paper 2, where the aspirants are getting better marks, generally in the paper 2, because of the nature of this examination. Now, when you just open your syllabus of paper 1 and paper 2 of an optional, first, how to understand like what the UPSC is asking. So like and what to prepare in that. So UPSC has given it to just we call a resource for us. First resource come from the syllabus, okay, which is you can download from the UPSC website or easily available in the market. Also, any online you can search the syllabus of UPSC. Both paper 1 of optional geography and paper 2, it should be, every aspirant should be well known, well by heart yaad kar lijiye. There is no second option for it. You must know the broader syllabus, plus in between also you can link the subject properly. Okay, number 1. Number two, past year question papers from last 25 years you should have always in front of you. These two things. Once you have and arrange these question papers, not year wise, but on the basis of topic wise, like these topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, and so on arranged. If you see the syllabus of your optional, guys, paper 1 there have 5 units, guys. In paper 1 there are 5 units in section A. There are 2 sections in paper 1. Okay, section A there is 5 units, and section B again there are 5 units. Total in paper 1 there will be 10 units. 5 for the physical geography and 5 for the human geography. And paper 2, that is completely for Indian part, and that is applied, and all 10 units are there. Okay, so that means you have to prepare 3 aspects actually. 1 for the physical geography, for the world concept. Second is the human geography from the world point of view. Both are required in paper 1. And next is the Indian geography. So last 25 years question paper, which you can get it from Apti Plus, which I have uploaded also. Okay, there you will understand the topics, the nature, and how the nature and the topics are changing in the present scenario, in the contemporary time. Identify the trend, guys. So after identify the trends, and trend is already written in the form of question, like section wise, topic wise, chapter wise are written there. Identify the core areas of it. When you are analyzing the syllabus, that syllabus is not actually what they are only written. There are some topics are very, very broad, and some topics are very narrow also. So you have to understand the limits of every topics, okay, and the interconnections between them. And the smartest aspirants have the complete coverage of the syllabus, number 1. Number 2, the linkages between among the syllabus, okay, and they have the updated with the contemporary utilizations. Once this has been done, okay, then you start preparing one by one actually. One by one. So how to prepare one by one? Just here the books are important, guys. So like students पूछते हैं, so like to cover paper 1, paper 2, human geography, physical geography, and the Indian geography, what we should refer. So I said I recommend only 2 kind of books. Please go through some standard textbooks. Okay, and standard textbook mein kya? Okay, standard textbooks are NCERTs. Okay, from 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, number 1. Number 2 is Savinder Singh also. Not all, but only few is required. Okay, and for the reference, books are different and standard books are different. Even GC Leong you can refer for the textbook. But textbook and reference, what is the point of difference? Textbooks wo kya hote hain? Textbook we have to read one by one, chapter by chapter, and complete the textbook from A to Z. But reference books, entire book need not to be read. Okay, only some relevant sections of chapters are been read there, which is concerned with your syllabus or concerned with your question bank, which you have been collected from us, isn't it? Number 1. Number 2, so for the authentic list of textbooks or list of reference book, you can see in the just link given in the end of the video. We can just download that from. That's not a big issue, which is available for everyone. Like everyone aspirants know what to read and from where you can purchase these textbooks. So not a big deal. Okay, like some of the aspirants have the one lacuna in their mind. Is it note making is necessary for this examination? Come on. No, I think like if you're making all the topics from paper 1 and paper 2 note, it will consume a lot of time. And what is an asset for an aspirant? Only one asset you guys are having, that is called the time, and do not kill that. Utilize wisely. So like every topic, note making, absolutely no, not required. Okay, you have to make a notes for some specific topic. Yes, absolutely. And especially work on some short notes, especially for the contemporary topics, especially for the paper 2 and the perspective in human geography. You can make notes or some wherever the material from the class notes or from the authentic textbooks not available there, you can make your own notes. Okay, only few selective note making has to be done. So now problem, one more question is being asked by the aspirant. Sir, how much time this geography option preparation will take? So this is taking around 4 months aspirant. Okay, just 4 months is by the coaching or self-study time. It will be taking out to get it master and practice 1 or 2 months. 4. So it cannot take more than 6 months for any aspirant actually. Okay, for this whole together to become a master of this subject for this examination. Not for academic point. Okay, I hope you is clear to it. So once around 4 months has been given to it, around 5 to 6 hours a day, you can complete your course. But after doing all this, only one thing is ensured to us, that is you are able to complete your course. But UPSC is not about completion of courses. Okay, UPSC means you have to get recommended with the proper rank. Okay, proper marks should be there for an optional. Okay, how to get the proper marks? Proper marks ka matlab kya? You have to target is what? More than 310 plus marks. In that, you should be thinking 150 in paper 1 and around 170 in the paper 2. At least this is then this average thinking on every aspirant who are qualifying with the top ranking is. So if you see the database of the selected and recommended candidates, you will find they are getting marks in this range only. Okay, paper 1 and paper 2. You should range yourself. So in order to get that, it's not only general completion of syllabus is sufficient, guys. Some specific methodologies is to be adopted. Wo methodologies kya hongi? To like here when you are preparing, there are some real, and this is a strategy. Okay, that's completely come with a strategy. First strategy is like specific methodology or the process or procedure or should be adopted by aspirant. It should not be haphazard preparation. So what is the real issue are related to the UPSC geography optional preparation aspirant encountered with? First problem that encountered is that, okay, how to cover this syllabus, how to cover this or complete this syllabus. So now first divide your syllabus into 3 parts. Okay, paper 1 into the physical part, first 5 units, next 5 units as human geography. Okay, that's the paper 1. That will take around these 60 to 70% of your time. Next 40% of your time will be taken by the paper 2, that is called Indian geography. Okay, and that you try to cover topic by topic as given in the. So let's start completing from the authentic textbook, coaching notes, or wherever you are taking the classes. Just go one by and complete on your own. Okay, once that first round of completion of course on your own is done in a speedy and in a row, then you enter into a second stage, and that you can do after completion of per unit also. But suppose if you look at the physical geography, there are 5 units. First unit is we call it geomorphology. Second is climatology. Third is oceanography, biogeography, and the environmental geography. Per unit, as we are moving down one by one, that after completion of one unit, you do brainstorming. So, kya matlab? What do you mean brainstorming? Brainstorming is after just okay, open that particular unit in front of you. Try to link the subtopics of that unit. This is called brainstorm. Okay, when start linking, you will find there are some core areas that in the whatever 10 or 12 topics are given in that particular unit, all are not required equally. Okay, all you have to not go one by one, and there are some interlinks, interconnects are also there. You can, where you can save time, you can just use your information properly. So identify the what call the main pointers of the syllabus and or the call we call core area, understand the nature of that particular unit, and link with all the subtopics which is given in the syllabus. And the way of thinking, the flow line, when you are able to develop the flow line, so the mind map get developed, and that mind map will give all the dimensions of the topics which you have already read in the authentic textbooks or the class notes or on internet. Wherever you read, just make the mental mind map for that particular topic. Whatever the mind maps are there, that is yours, and because every aspirant is in it, and just you should be free. So next is interlinking of this core topic with the peripheral area. Now you are brainstorming, give you a core idea, and you have a boundaries now. That boundaries and their connections, and that you are always, wherever you see this topic, either in the news or the newspapers or in the television or simple discussion or just as a question in the prelims means, whatever the format you see, that entire topic start revolving and the utilization is been there. Now, next agenda is after brains like just focus on paper 1 and paper 2. Are they separate? No. Question is you see the details of it, there is a great connection between paper 1 and paper 2. So develop that connection space. Identify that connection. Just example के रूप में बोलता हूँ आपको. Like if you go to the paper 1, physical geography plate tectonics are used in Himalayan, just the Himalayas formation or the Deccan Trap formation, or climatology's concept are used in the third desert formation or the climatic map of India, isn't it now? Or climatic zones of India, like knowledge of environment ecology is used in the vegetational map of India. Concept of soil is used, what called soil map of India. So the paper 1 and paper 2 is used, not only physical part, I'm talking migration, like population geography is here also, there also. Social geography here also, paper 1 and paper 2. Okay, not only this thing, regional planning, paper 1, paper 2. Understood? Even economic topics, industries, location, even perspective in human geography of paper 1 can use with the paper 2, and vice versa also. Sometimes some case studies of paper 2 is used in the paper 1 also. So you have to develop the interlink, and the smartest aspirants, and with the third stage, they start interlinking and using it more and more. Okay, so in the class we can identify that interconnect also. Now, one more stage after developing this interconnects between the paper 1 and paper 2, then the next stage is the examination time. Okay, so like whatever you interconnect, you developed, or whatever the topics you covered, how much it has been utilized in the exam, that is a different scenario. And you can write that only what is in your brain and whatever you have practiced. Sometimes what is in your brain also you are not able to write at that moment. So in order to write that exactly 180 minutes for an optional paper 1 and again 180 minutes for paper 2, write relevant things. For that, what did you do? So just there's answer writing practice should be there. In that answer writing practice, diagram, mapping, flow charts, okay, line maps, you have to develop, and this the conceptual clarity. Now, one more thing, students are doing it, those who are recommended with the higher ranks. So they, especially with the paper 2 and some contemporary topics of paper 1, only few are there, especially environment ecology type of thing, or sometime of in the human geography of paper 1. But entire paper 2 is a current affairs related. Okay, this is paper 2 is just related to the current affairs related, and paper 1 is a conceptual you can think of. Okay, and paper 2 is just an applied part of paper 1. You can also speak in that manner. So how to score good marks in the paper 2 and some section of paper 1. So here is approaches focus on the contemporary topics, that means, or current affairs. So, and those aspirants who are able to link current affairs or contemporary areas with the paper 1 and paper 2 also in their writings, their marks will increase. Okay. And even there, although they are helped in the current affairs also, but writing of these current affairs usage in the geography optional and from the GS, there is a little difference. Difference is all about you are using the perspective, human geographical thoughts or the models and theories or the thinkers or the concepts properly here or not. When you're using it proper with the names, scholars, year, that means marks will rise up, isn't it? But in the current affairs, you can be a generic type. But in the optional, you have to be little specific. That help you to obtain what called case studies and the examples and the relevant updated facts could be developed. Okay, this is one. Next, in order to improve your answer, okay, just when you are practicing your note making for a special, because entire note making is not required. Either you do some answer practice or you do what called some short notes on some specific contemporary topics. For every contemporary topic, there should be answer writing. That's the compulsory one. Okay, you should make your own notes for that. And when you are making notes for contemporary topics and where the material is not available, what you should write and focus more on when you search through internets, okay, or some sources in the form of magazines like Geography and US, they are down to Earth is there, isn't it? And some internet stuff you can search, or even the newspapers like Indian Express or The Hindu also sometimes are covering topics on agriculture or on the regional planning, development, population, environment, ecology. There a lot of things are being covered. Industries also, or the economic surveys are also covering. Even Yojana and Kurukshetra. From that, you can take what called examples, or you can take the case studies or the application. So in answer writing, please, everywhere wherever less chance is, it's not directly mentioned, but as a conclusion also, you can write your what called the applications of usage. So day-to-day usage, generally give you the human touch in the physical aspect. Okay. So just even that's what, because UPSC mein kya chahiye, like what you need in UPSC? UPSC need is such kind of understanding, such kind of minds which can manage both physical and human aspect, because you are dealing with both the things in the field. Okay, some questions are open-handed. Like when you're actually sitting in the exam, even you can see from the past year question paper, which you can get it from the institute itself, or even could be uploaded into the website of FT Plus. You can see there also. So what is that situation is, or even you can search online in various portals there survey. So there are two types of questions. One called open-ended question, and second is called close-ended question. So which is easy to write? So here, close-ended means like it's just a mathematics or like a science or a physics. Is there like, okay, open, like you have to do this. If you know, you can attempt it properly, or you get the best marks. But an open-ended question, it's a general type, GS type, it appeared like flood management or a drought management, isn't it or not? So you know like watershed management. So you know various things, but problems comes in 2 points. General, most of the aspirant become general in writing, so lose the focus as an just scholars perspective of geography has been lost. So just one thing is this. Second point is they're not able to write in a particular framework. So two things are required to make your better writing of open answers, especially be in the line frame of geographical thought. Number one. Number two is have a proper structure of your answers and do the value addition with the time. Close-ended questions, practice as much. Do not worry about, because nowadays aspirants chinta karte hain, like why? Because some of the one or two questions closed and come very deeper from the physical geography. When it comes very deep from the physical geography, हमको लगता है it's option difficult, and this is just a misconception. It happens with every subject. Please do not get frightened by observing this scenario, guys. Okay, so every subject is like this. Now, next is to ensure better marks. Some aspirants are linking human and the physical geography both. Okay, and second, in the human geography, the open-ended questions appear more than what called physical geography, isn't it? So just practice more on the human geography writing. Writing is not much on the physical part. Writing must done on short notes on the human geography question, because most of the questions are open-ended that need a structure. that need a update, that need an application, that need a case studies, and proper framework, where the material is loosely available. Okay, where you have to concise your information, where your answer writing help a lot. Please do a lot of answer practice on this. And for that, where is a questions are already given to you, and that you can collect it from the organization. Number one. Next, in order to get better marks in human geography itself, okay, apart from answer writing practice, focus on the certain areas. Two areas in the section B of paper 1 or human geography is important. And one is the perspective in human geography. ये बहुत ज़्यादा important. And it has been identified that those candidates, they are mastering this area, they are actually topping the subject. They are doing better in the subject. And not better, they are getting 320, 25, 20, or even 227 to 28 marks also in this optional paper. And perspective in human geography means what? Human thought, geographical thoughts develop academically with respect to time. So time, that means history of what called. So perspective in human geography is represented history of geography, which is evolved in the academically all across the universities, colleges in the world. Okay, so what are the major scholars in that? What are their work? What are the major themes? What are the different paradigm, and how the paradigm is shifting? What is postmodern perspective? What is quantitative revolution, behavioral system? All you have to put into that. And not only it is used here only in this unit when the questions are asked for short notes, but also when you're writing certain areas of paper 1 and paper 2, you can use there also with other questions also. Indirectly, there are great usage of this unit and the scholars' names. Please focus on this unit. Next, some of the content are not available in the authentic textbooks or from the notes which you are having. In that case, use internet maximum as much as possible. Internet use करोगे तो फायदा क्या होगा? Further is what call your facts get updated. Where the material is not available, you can get that material. Number one. Third is advantages. You must understand what the rest of the aspirants are doing. And further, you participate some online or offline, what called test answer writing practices too. Okay, NFT is doing great work. You can take their help also along with the others. Okay. Now, one good advantage with the subject is that mapping, a question mapping ka the paper to that you have to do it. Like you have to write 20 words, 30 words on that, the importance. And point number 2 is you have to plot. And most of the questions are there that is repeat, like suppose 10 places are there. Okay, suppose you think of there are 10 places as appeared in the question paper. Okay, and this is coming for the paper 2 only. So mainly the plotting is you have to do for Indian mapping. Okay, so उसमें 20 or 30 words आपको लिखने हैं और 5 से 7 you say repeated and 3 will come from 3 to 4 come from current affairs, and that is also been known to you. Okay, because you are already updating with the current affairs. Okay, that's will help you out. Next point is every answers. If you get a chance to draw a map, please draw it. It's not a chance like suppose even human development or any other topics you will get a chance. Suppose question agar topic agar aa gaya road density ke upar in India, okay, or road accident or migration or reverse migration, what other topics come up? It will be your map to hai nahi iska. So no, it's not. Just hold on. So if you go through the DR Khuller, you get that. Even internet there are certain maps. Please, and these maps may be complex. But आपको complex maps के चक्कर में नहीं पड़ना है. Okay, this is just and you draw your own simplified maps. That's how I said it. Simplified. Suppose 6 ratio like state by state is given. Okay, now you have to map the country, divide the country regionally on the basis of high to low sex ratio. So बहुत simple तरीका हो सकता है. What is the simplest way? Divide into what called 3 parts. Okay, high sex ratio or medium sex ratio and low sex ratio from the country's average, average से ऊपर, average से कम, isn't it? In that case, you can draw roughly. Make a short, small maps in that. So, अगर for 20 marks, okay, you can draw 2 to 3 maps also. छोटे maps. Okay, for 10 to 15 marks, 1 map. That is sufficient. Short notes, okay. The next point is on like, is it short notes are required? Yes, 100%, because nowadays the nature of the questions, if you see the past year question papers, okay, from after 2013, the question का जो nature है, so generally 3 type के questions आते हैं. You have to prepare 20 marker, maximumly you have to prepare what called 20 marker, okay. Not only 20 marker, sometime maybe 15 marker, or sometime maybe what called 10 marker, or sometimes it may be 8 marker also. Maximum, these are the questions. 12 mark, 20 markers, 15 markers, 10 और 12 marker questions are coming. अभी उसके लिए आपको कितने words prepared करना? Suppose 350 to 400 words for, okay, 350 words for this. 15 के लिए आपको 200 to 250 words, और 10 के लिए 150 words you have to prepare. And write. This is the one thing. Just prepare, start preparing as for the marks. And there are only 3 categories of question as per the marks, and the word limit is there. Okay. Please, once again, I'm repeating. 20 marker, okay, 15 marker, and the 10 marker question you prepared. If it is plus minus 5 or 10 also, you can adjust accordingly. That's not a big issue. Some unconventional areas there are questions are asked sometimes. Okay. So आपको ऐसा लगता है कि there what to do in that case? Don't worry. Why unconventional areas are there? When too much relied on what called some purchased coaching materials. That's the only issues. Unconventional areas, trap, it's a complete trap. You cannot read all the material which has been bombarded on you. And if you want to save your time, just have few textbooks, relied on your mentor or on your sources, and practice a lot. Then you will make it. Okay, unconventional areas में आदमी कब पढ़ता है? Like whenever you are get confused and when you're changing your track again and again, a strategy again and then only you get confused. ये मेरा सोचना. So for that, so how unconventional area is being controlled? By just focusing on some standard textbooks. Okay, which I will be referring to you, already said, and focus on the current affairs. Update your answer. So once you mix both standard textbook with the current affairs, your answers get enriched, and it is relevant and it is required for the present types of questions or natures which has been asked in the examination. Okay, एक तो तरीका ये हुआ. Next, in the UPSC geography optional में, students are having an issue with answer writing. So answer writing, sir, मालूम तो बहुत है, but when they are come to writing, there is a problem, isn't it? If a geography में अगर problem है, there will be problem in all the subjects. Okay. Now, how to resolve that problem? So answer writing, we know there are 3 aspects in every answer writing. Introduction होता है, its major body, and the conclusion. So introduction should contain what? Well, just the raw idea I'm giving. When we go into the details, we can explore it all topic by topic. Introduction में, you can start with the what called concept, the question itself. This is one way. Or a second method is certain facts or the problem is there. You introduce that problem, the definition. Third method is certain human aspect you can introduce. Introduction should be such it can reveal what your body should be talking about. Okay. Once this part is done, it should be limited within 2 to 3 lines. Okay. And the next is the body. Body will contain the entire requirements, all these pros, cons, explanation, discussion, all is in the body aspects. Okay. Now it is the detailed explanation, and depending on the marks limit, you just write down that aspect. Okay. And conclusion, again, 2 to 3 lines in the end. Okay. This will be a kind of solution sometimes, or generally, whenever there is a problem, you try to give the solution in this thing. Okay. Remain an optimistic person. Okay. Or be a developmental, give a solution provider, become a solution provider. Conclusion. And okay, this is the one way. And even in the conclusion, you can link human and physical aspects too also. This linking part, how you can conclude it. Once this is done, okay, your answer get completed. But when you are doing within the body, so how to enhance your marks? आपका एक ही agenda है. Suppose 20 so per paper, actual examination mein, how many questions you have to attempt? If you see, they will be giving 8 questions. Okay, 8 questions means you have to attempt how many? To attempt 5 questions. Out of the 8, you have to attempt 5 questions, isn't it? When you are attempting these 5 questions, and each 5 question, pehla question like section A mein, first question is important, in section B mein question 5th is important. Then from the section A and section B, you can do maximum 3. So as a result, आप क्या कर सकते हो? Section A में से 3 question को करोगे, section B में से 2 and vice versa. Isn't it? इसके 2, इसके 3. Section A and section B में से. Once you are doing this, तो आपके पास choices हैं. Number 1. Number 2, even that particular question, out of 5 question है suppose, that are divided into parts. Okay, उस part से बचने के लिए part sometime may be of different units. तो इसका एक ही simple तरीका होता है, when you are preparing it, just focus on your stronger areas. Okay, first is just identify your strength. Like suppose somebody is strong in human, some is in physical, some is in some just section or models. Just identify your areas. Number 1. Number 2, उसी में से आपको question को maximum select करना है. That's the one way. Once you have selected that question, okay, then you start moving for what call within that flow chart, diagrams, maps, relevant. जो भी answer writing should be what called relevant and highly simplified. कुछ भी आप diagram बना रहे हो, कुछ भी like flow chart बना रहे हो, it should not be like that. For the sake of drawing or sake of mapping, you are filling that gap. आपको जब suppose for 20-25 marks के लिए आपको examination we will be getting around 4 pages. Okay, so अगर we fill with the irrelevant maps, your space would be there, because space is a chance to write the best answer. Now you are wasting your chance by putting it simply irrelevant information or irrelevant maps or drawing. Make it, draw it, yes, but relevancy should be there. It should not be complex. It should be simplified. So otherwise you will be wasting a lot of time. You give an idea like you know about this. Second approach is like when you're writing answers, it should have case studies and example. A case studies example कहाँ से उठाने हैं आपको? That the source of this case studies and example is newspapers, magazines. Which newspaper, which magazines would be the magazine के लिए you can go through two. I used to read in my time also when I refer to the aspirants today. One is Yojana Kurukshetra is one type, and second type is for specific for geography and you down to earth. Okay, this is specific for even for the newspaper, Hindu or Indian Express are covering sometimes. That is, you can note down. Please note this. You should have the complete framework. Okay, should have a complete framework. A question hoga, इसके लिए example, and collect that examples, collect them case studies, and start using in the answers. When you start using in the answers, both paper 1 and paper 2, your marks from the other competitors, inspired reading the same text, same teachers, their marks will rise up because it is unique. So up UPSC mein, the best thing is it giving an avenue for every aspirant to qualify this, and uske liye they are just promoting their innovation. They are promoting the creativity of the aspirant. You should be creative, and creative students add examples, case studies. Both angles must be visible here in answer writing. Okay, physical and human, which I already said. When you're writing an answer, it should be have properly framed, structured, and holistic and comprehensive as for the requirement of the question is. So just structure and holistic nature or comprehensive nature is what called the according to question requirement. According to question requirement. To first understand the requirement and try to fill that requirement. So according to the requirement, only develop your framework and this thing. So abhi now, when you want to revise it, you want to practice it. तो आप quickly क्या करोगे? Okay, so pick up the syllabus, link the topics, and wherever there are hiccups are there, you start recalling them. Okay, wherever there is a problem in recalling, okay, refer that particular notes again or question bank. start solving them, you are able to solve them, then move to the next, the process continue. And update with the time, with the current affairs. There is a certain misconception related to this optional part is, usko aapko dur kar leni chahiye. What that misconception is? Misconception means the doubts related to. अगर ये बहुत lengthy है, unconventional questions आते हैं, scoring बहुत कम है, difficult areas are also there. All are just a notion which has been created into the media or internet or from friend circle, and those who are not able to qualify, because every discipline is for qualifying guys. People हर एक subject में select होते हैं. So more than 3,000 aspirants are appearing every year in the subject. Why? Because of it has some relevance. Because the syllabus can be covered. If this is not like unconventional, as I said, it is highly scoring. Mapping is such an area one can score good marks in mapping also. So वो easily आप वैसे भी GS में पढ़ते हो. Now we want to see the trend analysis. What you will be getting it. Sources के लिए अगर हम इस पे जाते हैं. Now just I will be sharing something with you all. आप उसमें से भी आप देख सकते हो. Okay. Now okay, just something which will be available to you. Okay, one is this one. So एक तो geography 1 की बात होगी, paper 1. This is what we're talking about. When you talk about paper 1, paper 1 is really focusing on the basics and the fundamentals of geography. Basics and what called fundamentals of geography. Okay. So in this basic and fundamentals, there are two parts. One is physical part and second part called the human part. In the physical part, there are 5 units. Okay. Physical geography. Okay. Principles of physical geography include geomorphology, climatology, oceanography. Then apart from this, there are biogeography and environmental geography. So what is the sources for this? अगर 5 यूनिट के लिए सोर्स क्या होंगे? Come on, अगर हम sources की बात करें, so what should be reading in this? Geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, just only one textbook you referred here called Physical Geography by Savinder Singh. Okay, Physical Geography by Savinder Singh for some specific topic. For a specific topic like geomorphology by Savinder Singh or climatology by Savinder Singh is also available. Okay, Sharma and Vattal oceanography आप पढ़ सकते हो. And biogeography and environmental geography again Savinder Singh is available. Okay, that is also sufficient. Or I do not go with the entire word to word, chapter by chapter in reading in this thing. I only refer, just go through one journal textbook which is written by Savinder Singh sir. So just that this book is called what? Physical Geography by Savinder Singh. That purchase one and the rest will be provided in the class. No problems. Okay, that you can support through the notes also. But next aspect is the human geography. Okay, in human geography, the most important unit is first here perspective in human geography, models and theories. So for perspective in human geography, what is the difference? Perspective in human geography में just Majid Hussain sir ठीक है. So the Majid like Hussain sir. So geographical thought by Majid Hussain sir, just the textbook you can purchase. Even the Sudipto Adhikari, some sections are there. Sudipto Adhikari is there. Please master this. Read this text. Okay. So Dipto Adhikari, some of them not entirely. Okay. Or even you can go through some Arun Dikshit ki bhi kitab aati hai. So either these are sufficient for the perspective in human geography. Economic geography, okay, just the internet will help you out to build this because limit to growth. This topic is also there with the models and theories too. This will be a repeated one. Population and settlement geography mein just again the Majid Hussain's human geography is sufficient to complete this. Okay, and some of even the Rupa publication you can go this. Socio-economic geography by Rupa publication. Okay, Rupa publication. just for what is the textbook name? Called Socioeconomic Geography by Rupa. Publication, you can cover certain areas of population, settlement, regional planning. Okay, and models and theories in particular. Okay, you can refer the case of that sir's textbook, as well as the Majid Hussain sir textbook. Okay, this is sufficient. For Indian geography के लिए एक ही है आपके पास, DR Kuller, थोड़ा thick है, but it's sufficient. Okay, DR Kuller, Indian geography by DR Kuller. Only one textbook plus the current affairs से update करना है आप लोगों को इसमें. When this is done, this will be completed. Okay. Now, another thing you will be getting. So paper 1 or paper 2 mein, so which is more current affairs oriented? Answer is what? Paper 2, Geography of India. Although you are reading in the entire GS 1 and GS 3 to this one. Now moving to another content which you will be getting, and you should have in front of you, question bank. Okay, that is called question bank. What is a question bank? So this has been designed by me, so you can get that. So all year-wise analysis is there, like 2018-19 का भी add कर दूंगा. So this climate, when you practice this, आपको देखो रहे हो, this is the thing you are getting. Economic geography, paper 1, paper 2, everything has been there. Okay, is it clear? Once you are able to complete this, तो उससे advantage क्या होगा? Complete कैसे करना? Once these section, suppose पहले section पे आते हैं तो, okay, first section अगर geomorphology है, example is geomorphology. Once आपने इस unit का syllabus complete किया, once you syllabus from authentic textbooks, class notes, internet, whatever the stuff you, okay, and some class notes, some handwritten notes, and everything you have prepared it. Point number 2 जो आपको करना होगा कि go through this question bank. Go through this question bank and try to attempt the questions. वो सारे question को attempt करना है. Okay. And okay, once you got mind में, you can make it a framework at least or some writing. Once these answers are completed, is there a section chapter 1, chapter 2, and all 20 chapters get completed. 10 chapter in paper 1, 10 chapters in paper 2. When that all has been completed, तो उससे क्या होगा? 70% of the questions are repeated. 101%. First, please do not go with the answer framework which is available in the market. वो सब बेकार हैं. अपने answers खुद लिखने हैं. इस याद रखना. Okay, I hope I make my point clear in geography optional. Best of luck. Any queries, write in comment, let me know. And I am there. Organization is there with you all. We will help you out to clear this examination. And we completely trust you, and you should trust yourself, your mind. 1350 gram ऊपर दिया, उसका इस्तेमाल करो और make to this examination. Best of luck. Thank you. Bye. Take care.
I'm an icon, man. And my girl about a 10. I should fuck her in the Benz.